For the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the ARL-TV V8 SuperCar Championship. Round 3 this week from Watkins Glen. My name is Lee Thompson and I'm joined in the commentary booth today by Mark Noble and Luke Emerton. Morning guys, or afternoon for you I suppose.
Yeah, afternoon, morning everyone. Good to be.
Yes, good to be back here.
We're into qualifying, a couple of minutes left until end of the session and we can get a provisional grid lined up for us and see how we're going to be looking for a race. So far guys, you've been seeing the usual suspects at the front, right?
Yeah, it looks like Lee Day's once again very good. Far behind him, so yeah, the usual suspects up there for the top kind of 5, Tobias as well. But the mid-pack seems to be a few movers and shakers, so it should be a good race. Nice close time, so hopefully some close racing.
It's a tricky little track here for the V8s. We're running the cup version of the circuit. You know, not a huge amount of space necessarily in a couple of the corners. We've got the bus stop to get through as well, but otherwise. Yeah, we're looking forward to a lot of drafting, I suspect.
Yeah, it's really the I think the hardest bit sorry, is coming out of the bus stop into the carousel. You've got to be very positive with your throttle but gentle at the same time, so it's sort of a bit of a tricky corner that.
Yeah, and the various cambers and different corners are affecting the cars a fair bit as well, I think. So yeah, you've got to be ever so delicate getting on the power there as you come out. We've got about 5 minutes left of this session now, and as we heard a minute ago, currently, yeah, Lee Day is in that top spot, provisional pole position for 1 minute 10.8. That's just a couple of tenths slower than what he's managed in practice, so we might see him go a little bit quicker through the rest of the session. Jared Filsall looks pretty close, just 2 tenths behind, with Chris Stone then a further 10th back. I guess we might be expecting Tobias Cherney to be moving forward. He's only in 4th position at the minute, and we've been seeing him a little bit further up in the previous races.
Yeah, Tobias is always very consistent in these races, and as long as he gets some good luck and he seems to be able to move through, especially he seems to always have a decent pit strategy, and tonight with the longer race, then that will definitely come into play. I think I've heard we've got about 3 pit stops.
3 pit stops, wow, it's going to be a lot to keep track of as we go through the day. So the broadcast today as normal is brought to you by GT Omega. Visit their site for sim rig equipment. Highly recommended by all of us at Apex Racing. Leo Bodnar and simsteering.com, and also brought to you by Sim Garage as well. Thanks to all of those for helping us provide these broadcasts. So we've got a couple of people missing from the race today, Mark and Luke, right? What regular faces are we missing for today?
Yeah, we got Jamie Fuchs and Jake Burton. These are all fellas that got real life things tonight, or today, wherever they are. Aaron Hamilton, Michael Yeo, and our own Dean Prescott. He's probably still in bed. But and Shane Stidoff, who has recently on Wednesday, Shane and Amy had their first young'un, so congratulations to them. Aria Rose, I believe her name is, and she was a staggering 8 pound 2 ounces. So she's a good sized kid.
Yeah,
congratulations to both of them, yeah.
We'll see how long it takes for his priorities to adjust and for us to see him back here on Saturday.
I think he might be right for next week. You don't know, he might get in trouble.
It looks like the ANZ Motorsport blokes are out in a bit of a tandem drafting here, trying to get a bit quicker time.
I was actually talking to a couple of boys, and they were saying the wind is playing a bit of havoc through the S's for them. It's coming in from the west at 14 k's, so it's pretty strong buffeting across there.
Yeah, the car was definitely. I did a few laps just in practice, just to get an idea of it, ready for the broadcast. And yeah, you just hit the perfect line. It seems like I imagine the guys at the top might be able to take that flat. I wasn't quite able to manage it, but if you're a little bit offline, then yeah, it pushes you to the walls very, very quickly.
Looks like Tom Jones has moved up a few spots, and Will Dodd too, so two of the KRF boys. Oh, another one, Shane Best up there too, top 10, so looking good. Yeah, I wouldn't discount Tom out tonight. He hasn't had a great deal of practice in the V8 this season, but he's still pretty quick and very consistent too, so he might have a shot for the top 5 tonight. Then you got the likes of Brenton O'Brien down in 15th at the moment, and he's very consistent, so you never know when he comes up, Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah, the last moments now of qualifying are just ticking down, and any moment we better go through the grid and wait for everyone to start lining up and brilliant. So we've got the last couple of cars now, I think, finishing up their laps, and then we're going to be about done.
Yeah, it looks like lead A just coming in now for around the final 2 corners on a flyer, so see if he can improve his qualifying time there. Still on pole provisionally at the moment.
And Jared Filter doesn't quite manage to improve his lap, he just has a little bit of an off at the penultimate corner. So I think then that's going to be everybody done. We've got one more, in fact, just coming around the final corner now. And Will Dodd
crosses the line and doesn't seem to improve, I don't think. So that's going to be our grid then. So let's have a quick run through the standings as we wait for everybody to grid up. So Lee Day does hold on to that pole position. As I said, still didn't improve on his time from practice, so 2/10 off, but that was a 1 minute 10.852. Jared Filsall just 2/10 behind, sorry, with a 1 minute 11.074. Third was Trevor Johnson. Chris was fourth. Sorry, was Chris Stone. Fifth was Tobias Cherney. Sixth was Kurt Stenberg. Seventh, Mark Warmington. Eighth, Tom R. Jones. Thank you very much for the setup and practice, Tom, so I could have a quick try in the car. Ninth was Will Dodd. 10th was Shane Best. Sorry. 11th was Lance Perkins. 12th was Jamie Peters. 13th was Ian McPherson. 14th was Shane Brooke. 15th Arnold Kuller. 16th Brenton O'Brien. 17th Isaac Figaro. 18th Nils Jordan. 19th Stephen Jenkins. 20th Damon McConney. 21st Wee Han Chan. 22nd was Brian Monga. It's going to be a tricky first corner here off the line, isn't it, guys? It's a wide entry and then it tightens up just on the apex, so fingers crossed we can have a clean start to the race.
Yeah, it can definitely catch you out, especially you think you've got the corner covered and all of a sudden the car will get pushed wide even with the camber favouring you, and get a lot of incidents where cars come out onto the outside of the track and push everyone wide, but there's a fair bit of runoff there, so normally you can catch it as long as you don't have much damage and continue on, but definitely lose a lot of spots if you don't get that corner right.
Right, so everybody's just going to be sat there waiting for me not to appear, unfortunately, since I was a driver in practice. We've got 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Dal Nice has jumped in pretty late. He must have just made it, so he's on the grid too at the back.
Okay. That's an ANZ 1, 2, 3 as the revs rise.
So revs are building. Round 3 of the V8 SuperCar Championship, and they're away. It's like a pretty clean start from the front rows. Everybody managed to hold up position, but I think third place has just managed to leap ahead in terms of second there. The rest of the pack stream into turn 1. Looks pretty clean all the way through the field, not too many cars running wide. It was Trevor Johnson that managed to make up that position. He leapfrogged ahead of Jared Filsall.
Yeah, the boys look like they're getting the single file already through the S's, which is probably a smart move. You definitely don't want to go side by side through there.
And challenge for the lead there as they come through the carousel. So Jared Filsall's managed to make that move over Lee Day, and Lee Day's under pressure now from his teammate as well. And Trevor Johnson looking to perhaps move into that second position as well. So Lee Day struggling through the bus stop before the carousel here. In fact, sorry, it was Trevor Johnson, who got in front of Lee Day. I do apologise. So great move by Trevor. He made a position off the start before turn 1 and made another position halfway around through the first lap. So Trevor Johnson leads over the line.
Yeah, it looks like the main pack here, about 5 cars just had a breakaway. Like the overclocker's car there might have just tapped the wall through the S's. We'll have to see, keep monitoring that for damage just as he exited.
Yeah, nice clean from the whole field through the first lap. Looks like we're going to have some good racing there. We're all pretty close in tight packs here.
And as Trevor Johnson crosses the line to start lap 3, let's have a quick run through the standings. So yeah, Trevor Johnson, great start to the race. He's in first position. And then we have Lee Day closely following through turn 1 in second.
with the teammate Jared Pilsall in third. So 1, 2, 3 for the tag team there. Fourth position is Tobias Cherney. He's just lurking in the background there, looking to capitalise a little bit later on in the race maybe. Chris Stone then in 5th position, with Kurt Stenberg in 6th, Tom R. Jones in 7th, Mark Warmington in 8th, Shane Best is 9th, and rounding up top 10 for now is Jamie Peters. Trevor Johnson looking just to build a little bit of a gap to the Lee Day behind as well, so he's got a good few cars now as they come through the carousel. And again, Lee Day struggles through the carousel again, so he's going to lose another 2 positions this time. Pilsall comes through and Tobias Cherney gets some movers done as well. He's under pressure as well from Chris Stone now as they come to the penultimate corner. So Lee Day just struggling in that one section of a lap so far on the first couple of attempts.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting a little bit of damage there. I didn't see where that happened, but I don't think it'd be affecting him too much, but definitely under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he might have different tyre pressures waiting for him to come up, but you don't know. He just seems to be struggling through the carousel, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's definitely a corner you can make up a lot of time.
Looks like Chris Stone's having a shot at him. He's passed him actually.
Yeah, so great job by Chris getting through the S's and getting a good tow along the main straight. So Lee Day now has been shuffled back into the finish.
There's a good little 4-car battle here for 16th, 17th, and 18th and 19th, I think. Brenton O'Brien, Isaac.
Oh, there's a spin at turn 1 there too. I don't know who that was. Looks like Shane Brook went round turn 1, just run wide and managed to keep up the fence, I think.
Yeah, Kurt Stenberg and Tom Jones are sort of, I think they might be catching Lee here a bit, and they'll start giving him, hassling him a bit, I think.
Yeah, you'd think that Lee is, must really be struggling with that little bit of damage that you guys spotted a minute ago, because yeah, he was clear of the field in qualifying and in practice, and working his way back down now. So yeah, Kurt Stenberg and as I said, Tom Jones looking to move forward as well.
Oh, he's very, Lee just seems to be very sideways every time he turns in.
Yeah, and even again through the carousel, it was okay, but he wasn't really able to hold as tight a line as Stenberg behind. So Stenberg made up a good few car lengths just through the first half of the carousel. And so really now then Stenberg just needs to be getting a nice clean entry into turn 1 and giving himself the best chance that he can up through the S's then and onto the back straight. And he's not quite as close as perhaps he was at the beginning of the last lap.
but the two of them have both closed a little bit on Chris Stone, who I think made a slight error just maybe in the final corner of the last lap. I think I saw a puff of smoke come up on the screen.
Yeah, I did notice that, yeah.
Oh, he ran wide again there. Up the inside, lost another position.
He's having all sorts of trouble through that carousel, isn't he?
Yeah, just been riding on board and his tyres are screaming for mercy around there. He's just got no grip at all.
He might have done what his teammate done last week and put the wrong setup on.
So, guys, you were talking about pit stops earlier on. Have we got an idea as to what sort of lap we might be expecting the first runners to be coming in?
Well, hang on a sec. I'll try and work it out for you quickly.
And we also thank Nobby for being our resident mathematician. Box.
Don't thank me yet, I haven't worked it out yet.
So things at the front have just cooled down for the moment. So it looks like the next little battle that we've got potentially is going to be between 9th and 10th position. So Shane Best just under a little bit of pressure now from Will Dodd as they come through again, the penultimate corner. And the leaders are coming up to their first back marker of a race on what we are on halfway through lap 8. So Wei-Han Chan has got Trevor Johnson closing on as we come through the carousel. Hopefully everybody's going to be able to continue to make their progress nice and cleanly. Lee Day falling back a little bit further towards the clutches of Tom Jones, but another clean lap so far, not really under any more pressure than he was before. And again, Shane Best just keeping a car length between himself and Will Dodd to round out the top 10. And actually Will Dodd managed to close a lot more as they came to the penultimate corner there. I think perhaps Shane must have not had quite the exit he wanted through the carousel. So we'll see if Will is able to line something up now as they come onto the front straight. So the whole field now is pretty well strung out really. Good second and a half at least between pretty much every car on track. It'd be interesting to see if there is much variety in fuel loads that people are carrying. I mean, Trevor Johnson at the minute seems, right on the pace. Doesn't seem like he's made a mistake whole race so far. So I wonder if he ends up coming in a lap or two earlier than maybe his teammate behind.
Yeah, with this the tyre model that they run, it would be beneficial for him if he's pushing hard and using a bit more. Then he could come in a bit early if he has a bit of a gap and try and undercut the others later on, but all depends. With 3 stops, there's a lot of variations they could try. So.
Yeah, it took me.
Sorry, mate, go.
It took me a while, but roughly around 15 laps a tank if they're running the 60 litres.
Excellent, thank you for that. Well, I'll say only a few more laps then before we can start expecting the first of them to be coming in.
Yeah, I was going to say just before I may predict Lee Day might come in a little bit earlier with that damage he's got and possibly try and adjust his tyre pressures or do something to try and stop that car from having so much oversteer and see if he can get some time back on the teammates up there.
It looks like the 2 teammates are having a bit of a battle here, Shane Best and Will Dodd. About the closest 2 cars, I think.
It looks like Chris Stone is slowly closing in on Tobias, slowly cutting off some second each lap. Fractions of seconds.
Yeah, and so Chris very close now to the back of Tobias as they come up to the final corner. So again, he needs to focus on probably not looking to make a move down the start-finish line, but looking to get a good exit out of turn 1 to give himself the best chance down the back straight. Tobias that time around, did 12.3 and Chris Stone did a 12.1, so 2 tenths quicker for Chris on that lap.
It looks like we had one retiree, unfortunately. It was his internet has dropped out, as Dale Nish.
And so Chris, did manage to get through on that back straight before the bus stop, so he managed to do just what I was suggesting, getting a good run out of turn 1 on the previous lap. So yeah, Chris Stone now up into 3rd position, Tobias Cherney back to 4th. Seems like Lee Day's got used to managing his damage now. He's putting in much more consistent laps, 12.3s the last couple of times by.
Yeah, it looks like he's been lucky when he hit that fence through the S's. He must hit it nice and square with no wheel lock on and hasn't been any steering or anything. Or if it has, it's only very slight. Pretty sturdy, the the old V8.
Unless you hit him in the right angle.
Yeah, sometimes you get very unlucky, but most of the time they take a little bit of beating. Looks like the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th is closing up here between Jamie Peters and Shane Best and Lance Perkins. They're all close. Lance looking at Jamie on the second last corner here.
Yeah, Shane just pulled away a bit then that last half of that last lap, those two, so Jamie was a bit sideways a couple of times. So he's held up Lance's as well, so Lance might have a good run on him here.
As he pulls out of the draft, look to get him under brakes here.
Oh, Jamie very wide. Yeah, good move.
Yep, nice clean pass there. Jamie utilising that extra runoff that they provide on that first corner.
Looks like my calculations might be out a bit, boys.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think you're right. I think we can expect something fairly soon, but the leaders carry on past for now. And in fact, there we go, right on cue. Lee Day, like the first of the leaders to blink. He hits from 6th position, hits his marks.
Oh, my first prediction was right. Mark that one down. There probably won't be many of those.
I'll be keeping tabs, mate.
He's held here for a long time, and he's out. He's going to come right out in the middle of
He's
the
going
pack
right.
here. Oh, Tom's got a nice run on him here. On
Yep.
cold tyres.
Yeah, Tom has the inside line leading up to the corner, done and dusted. Looked pretty comfortable in the end, really.
Yeah, Tom was a bit held up by Shane Brook there at the last bit of the last turn, first turn, so. But he got through okay, so. Interesting to see how Lee goes through the carousel on that now with this new rubber and everything on.
Yeah, it looks like Lee might have taken a little bit longer to stop there. We've got Tom with a 16.8 second stop, but Lee was stopped for a full 19.8, nearly 20 seconds in his first pit stop there.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been repairs because they've only got the free tail if he had damage, so.
Yeah, you would have to think that they would just take the full 60 litres again on their stock and a new set of fresh rubber, so Lee Day has to travel the whole length of the pit lane, but that shouldn't be really changing.
Yeah, he might have just overshot his marker or something, did he? A bit short or something? I didn't see his stop, so. Well, it is a tricky entry, so I suppose if you want to be safe, I suppose he might have pulled up a bit early and hit the limiter just before, so he might have lost it just there.
It seems to be Tom's doing a good job at holding him off it now, but Lee's car looks a little bit more settled after his pit stop.
Jonesy doing his usual thing, thinks he's out rallying again. Well, they're coming up to a back marker here too. I hope he listens through quick.
Yeah, very difficult part of the track there to let cars through.
Yeah, Isaac done a good job there. Stayed on the inside, let him go. Looks like we've lost another one. Damien McConty, one of my boys. What happened to him?
Yeah, not sure. It says he manually disconnected. He might have had a bit of an off and got too much damage. Not sure.
Yeah, but they all get the free toes, so we don't know exactly.
It's looking like then that lead A has pitted significantly earlier than anybody else. I haven't seen any of the other leaders come in so far until Will Dodd, in fact, right as he comes into the pits. He's next to the cars up, as has Lance Perkins as well. He's also come into the pits, and now Jamie Peters following behind. So we've got a few near the back of the top 10 who are making their stop at last, but before that, not something impressive. And Trevor Johnson finally comes into the pits from the lead, and looked like he hits his marks pretty well. Jared Pilsall follows him through, as does Chris Stone, Tobias Cherney, and Kurt Stenberg continue round again.
Yeah, Will Dodd exits the pits. Looked like he had a pretty clean stop there, so no dramas with him. Lance Perkins also out. And Jamie, so those boys with some nice clean stops and back out into nice fresh air, so managed to avoid the pack.
Yeah, I suppose just got to wait to see a bit, wait till everybody has their stops, and we'll get it all back together again, I suppose.
So Kurt Stenberg's come in as well, so Tobias is the only one to be continuing round.
Doing a great job on his fuel then.
And somewhere on the lap, I don't think it was in the pits, but Jared Pilsall managed to leapfrog in front of Trevor Johnson. So Trevor did a great job all throughout first stint, keeping himself in front and building a gap. But now he's just half a second behind his teammate.
Alright, so just been informed that if Tobias can make lap 24, he'll be able to have a two-stop strategy here. So I know a lot of the top drivers are fairly good at saving fuel and turning out quicker times than I can when I'm going flat out. So we'll see how that turns out. He's got one more lap. We're on lap 23 at the moment. So
yeah, and he has continued round again. So it looks like he's going to reach the end of lap 24.
This will be very interesting to see how that strategy turns out. Obviously, one less stop can give you a fair bit of time. So. Now putting lots of pressure on Mr. Tom. So you have a good run up through the S's.
Oh, Jared was just walked by back mark on Trevor's right on his backside.
And so on schedule for this two-stop strategy, then as we said, Tobias Cheney does come in at the end of lap 24.
Yeah, we've got Lee Day now making a move on Tom coming into the bus stop there. And gets the move done nice and clean.
Yeah, these two teammates are at it.
Trevor Johnson looking to make a move on Phil Saw as they come through penultimate corner, so Trevor Johnson makes that position back. Oh, almost contact between the two of them, I think, as they came through the final corner there. Garrett just nudged the rear of Trevor, but I think they get away with it.
Over the driver chat there, they've got the same colours on, so.
Yeah, Jared had a bit of a giggle.
Tobias has lost quite a lot of time in his pit stop there. He's a long way back from the leaders now, so if the same result happens again for his next stop, it would be interesting to see how that does play out the strategy. It could be full close.
Yeah, he's just come back out in front of Lee, or just in front of Lee Day and Tom Jones, actually.
Yeah, 26.8, that car was running on fumes by the look of it.
And Lee Day with a more stable car this stint and on warmer tyres already, so he might give him a bit of a hurry up.
Seems like whatever tweak they give him at the stop has definitely fixed that car a lot better. Well, we got Brian Mongo here in the middle of the leaders. It looks like he's had a bit of an incident. Just trying to keep out of the way of those quicker guys.
Lee Day's able to run on the boys back straight. Yeah, just watching him go through the carousel, Lee looks a lot better now through there, that car. Yeah, Tom's dropped off these two boys, so he might have got caught up with that bit of traffic, but...
Yeah, definitely listening to Tobias's car with the onboard, he's definitely rolling out of those, in and out of the corners, so Day on a 3-stop now, should be pushing pretty hard to get past him, I would say. As I say that, Tobias has increased the gap a bit
Tom Jones is just under a little bit of pressure now from Kurt Stenberg as they come up through the S's as well. So I think Kurt lost a little bit of time through the pit stop phase. He was a little bit further down the road, I seem to remember. So he's going to look to push through the next lap or so, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. And back up front here, the Jared's still pushing quite hard. They're just coming out to another couple of back markers here, so let's see how this turns out. Might let him have a chance here, getting a bit of a run on Johnson.
Bit of a twitch there from Jared.
On the list.
Actually, Jared's car still looks a bit sideways a bit this stint too.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing hard to keep up with Johnson there. He's giving it everything he can to maintain that gap.
Well, look at that, he must have been watching Chris Stone last week. Tobias is only 10 seconds behind Trevor, so his strategy is looking pretty good actually. Depends whether he can run flat out in his last stint, I suppose, but
Shane Best into the pits there. Nice little battle.
Yeah, Shane's
here
fallen right back.
Nice little battle here between Jamie Peters and Ian McPherson here for 11th and 12th.
Kurt Stenberg looking to make a move into turn 1 as he goes up the inside of Tom Jones, manages to hold the line, doesn't run out too wide, keeps his momentum up into 6th position.
Ian McPherson has a look into the chicane. No. Shaping up to be a good battle, this. Jamie Peters and Ian McPherson.
Yeah, well, their qualifying times are only less than 0.1 of a second apart, so they're definitely close. As he sticks the nose out again there, coming into the second last corner. letting him know he's there.
Yeah, I thought the would be a lot closer than this. Like they seem to be spread out a fair bit, these boys tonight.
Yeah, and we're also expecting Lead A to have moved forward and pushed on past Tobias, but actually he's ended up dropping back a little bit now, not really looking to make any moves forward. Tobias, in fact, is the one that's closing gradually on Chris Stone. A couple of tenths quicker last time by, so perhaps Tobias will be the next one to make a move forward.
You never know what with Tobias with his strategies. He's sort of he's real, as Luke did say earlier. He is really good at strategy work.
As looks like Tom Jones is just exiting the pit. It's going to come right out in the middle of this battle between Jamie and Ian. Tom manages to get under Ian there, under the second corner.
Yeah, that was a short stint by Tom.
Yeah, I think he's the first of the cars to come in for their second stop there, so on lap 33.
He's got to run on Jamie there. I think that might have been a bit of teamwork there from Jamie.
Yeah, just slightly, as looks like Ian dives into the pits there for his second.
Yeah, Tom might be doing a couple of short stints. You don't know. Try and keep those tyres a bit fresher, I think.
Yeah, so we know from Tobias that if he can make 24 laps, so we'll be looking to see him when he pits with the how many laps remaining to see if he can he's going to fuel save for the last stint there.
Yeah, so far in this stint, Trevor Johnson hasn't been able to build that gap slightly on Jared Kilsall that he managed in the first. And Jared's just a second or less behind this whole stint, really. Trevor's going to be looking to get a cleaner pit stop maybe than last time, because he lost that position initially after the stops. And the same happens again. Jared's going to be a good couple of seconds down the road.
Yeah, and Lee Day and Tobias have just found themselves in the middle of a bit of a traffic jam here, coming onto the main straight now, off the final corner. Group of about 6-7 cars that are all lap traffic. Looks like he's going to get out of it and dive into the pits. Lee Day into the pits now.
Yeah, that was a good call by Lee, actually.
the lead, with about a 19-second stop there. So as he comes back out of the pits, back in 6th position. It was about the same time he was in their last stop, so looks like Brenton O'Brien and Hills have got a nice little battle going here. Bus stop.
Yeah, they've been battling for a few laps now, and Isaac's right behind them as well, so good little three-way battle there.
Yeah, that's 14th, 15th and 16th there. Nice little mid-pack battle. Always good in a long race like this to find some sort of battle pack. It gets a little bit tedious driving around or on your lonesome if you have a big gap between you and the person behind and in front, so it keeps you a bit awake.
Yeah, it does. I found that in the GT3 the other night. Although that was only a 70-minute race, but it was still tiring when you weren't battling with anyone. Yeah, it keeps your concentration going a bit better than being out there on your own.
Yeah, so I have a habit of wandering off a bit if I'm out by myself, and I tend to find myself out alone a lot of the time on these long races. So. Looks like we've just passed the halfway mark here. 37 and 42. Yeah, let's say again, 37 and 72.
You sound like me with your maths, mate.
Yeah, I haven't had a bundy, maybe that's my drama.
No, Jared's closed up a bit on. He's taken his 2 tenths, jumped me 2 tenths on that last lap, so he's still pushing him pretty hard.
Yeah, and you can see visually that gap has closed a bit there on the last one. Another lap car coming up here, so well, it looks like both in the pits now.
So it's going to be important to make sure we hit our marks, don't overshoot and have to back up and reverse again.
Yeah, I'm going to have my stopwatch on Jared here, see how kind of time he's going to pull once he gets into his box.
Yeah, both look pretty clean as they came in, neither of them sort of coasted in particularly.
Yeah, Jared just reporting there over the radio to Trev that he's got a little bit of damage, optional repairs though, so...
No, he didn't take it.
He didn't take it. 19.6 by my watch, possibly a little bit quicker.
And so Jared has managed it again. Jared has jumped Trevor in the pit stops then. Trevor came in front, Jared came out in front. So we'll see if Jared manages to build a bit of a gap or whether Trevor leaps box in again like it last time.
Yeah, I think Jared might be paying. paying his mechanics a bit more of a bonus to get him out a bit quicker.
Yeah, Trevor's always complaining about his pit crew. We'll have to ask him after the race.
Yeah, it looks like Trev's pit stop there was 1.6 seconds slower than Jared, so that would explain the gap, even though Trevor got into his box first. They've come out in 4th and 5th position there. No, 5th and 6th, so once the rest of the field pits, should put them back out into the lead again.
It'd be interesting to see what lap Tobias comes in.
Alright, so the magic number we're looking for is lap 48 from Tobias to make it a definite 2-stop strategy. So we're on lap 40 now, so still 8 more laps, it's a long way to go. Looks like Kurt Stenberg putting some pressure on Brenton. Although Brenton is a lone car, so he's moved out of the way and lets him through. Kurt currently running 3rd.
Yeah, Tom's pulled that gap back from that last pit stop too, boy. He's only 6 seconds behind Lee now, so let's see how that next stop goes.
Now we have Mark Warmington out here, currently running 4th. He's having a nice solid race. He's got no traffic around him at the moment. We haven't really mentioned him because he hasn't had any real battles to deal with, so just running nice and consistent, can run his own race out there and hopefully get a nice finish.
Yeah, Mark's always a solid performer. He's steady and he's always up there. Oh, it's just
as we
sits now.
Yep, as we speak. Looks like the leader's just gone past him then. They've got Jamie Peters moving over for them, hopefully. Yep, they've got 3.
Yeah, he was giving him the nod to go for him.
Interestingly, Chris Stone has just come out of the pits and he has exited ahead of Jared Pilsall and ahead of Trevor Johnson. So he's made up a whole fistful of time in that pit stop.
Yeah, it looks like he only stopped for 8.3 seconds, so I've had a lot of fuel there and I don't know how to explain that one.
He might be doing his short stint now. That's probably why he hasn't put so much fuel in.
Got Kurt Stenberg in 2nd, he's got a nice clear track at the moment as well. Pretty sure he hasn't made his 2nd stop yet, so look for him to come in anytime shortly.
Yeah, Chris,
right on
Chris
cue.
Stone definitely doing his shortstop this one.
Right on cue, Kurt Stanberg pits from second position.
Oh, Chris Stone very wide, turn 1.
So Tobias currently in the lead, he's on lap 45, and once again ignores the pit lane, so just starting lap 46, so he's got 2 laps to go, and if he can hold that, he can keep his 2-stop strategy, and we can finally see whether it's putting out into the field.
Oh, then runs through this Chris Stone and runs through these back markers has allowed Jared and Trevor to just about get on his tail.
Yeah, it's a nice little battle forming there now.
Well, Yared looks like he got very, very loose coming through the S's there. It's going to give Trevor Johnson a great opportunity for a run. Tries to go up the outside as they come through bus stop, and Jared just backs out of it, makes sure he stays safe, lets him go.
It's one thing you don't want to do is take your teammate out. Nah, they're both very experienced drivers, so it was just a bit sensible, that was all that was. Yeah, Tom Jones just losing a bit of time on Lee Day again at the end of his stint, so I think that happened the last stint too.
Tobias in the pits now.
Bang on 48 too. Definitely be 2-stopper. Just have to wait and see how much fuel he has to save. might be able to go on board with him later when he starts running again and see if he's letting off through the corners, rolling through the corners and that.
Tobias with a 25.5 second stop there, so he's coming back out now. And it looks like he's just slotted in behind Lee Day in front of him there.
This is going to be very tight. Well, I'd say Chris would have to fill up again, but the other two boys will only have to put so much, only be short stops, so. Well, should be.
Looks like Jared's just dropped off those two for now.
And Chris Stone
This guy comes in. Sorry, Lee.
No, it's all good, just saying the same thing, yeah. So Chris Stone had his splash and dash earlier, so he's come in already, presumably for his last stop.
Yep, so they've got 22 laps to go, so.
And Lee Day looking like he's under a fair bit of pressure from Tobias Cherney behind. So moving with Tobias maybe full saving, let's see if he's able to move forward. He was holding off quite happily in the last stint. And here we go, in fact he's got a much better run through the S, he's already looking to go up the inside for the bus stop. Looks like Lee Day is just going to let him go quite comfortably, and Tobias Cherney up the position.
This will be a great drive by Tobias if you can do this.
Yeah, I rode on board with him that last lap before he pitted, and he was definitely right out of the throttle coming into the last corner. I would dare say he was almost on fumes again.
Trevor Johnson into the pits, but this time Jared Filsall continues by, so that's the first time they've not stacked on the same lap nose to tail. And we've got our first good example of how well this strategy is going to work out for Tobias, potentially, because Tobias is clean through turn 1 already, and yet Trevor Johnson is still stationary in his pit box.
Yeah, Chris Stone with a 36.9 stop, so something definitely must have gone wrong there.
So it's looking, for all intents and purposes, like Tobias is going to be clean ahead of everybody else. This two-stop strategy looks like it's going to work out comfortably for him. And then Jared Filsall comes into the pits as well, so he also makes his stop.
Tobias just coming around the last corner now.
Yeah, and Jared hasn't even stopped at his pit stall yet, so Tobias is going to come past him before Jared even is stationed. And here we go, Tobias ahead.
And Jared's still stationary in that pit stop now.
And Trevor Johnson has already passed, so Jared Filsall having a very slow stop this time by. He's lost a bucket load of time to Trevor Johnson. So Trevor looks much more comfortable this time, going to be at least 3, 4, 5 seconds down the road.
Oh, it looks like Chris Stone has dropped out of the race. Don't know what happened there, but it's been disconnected, so. Oh, and Jared got very close to the outside wall. Coming through the S's.
And I think that was Lee Day in the pits, is it?
Yep, Lee Day in the pits. Also Tom Jones in the pits behind him as well. .6 seconds for Lee Day there as he exits the pits. Hills and Brenton having a great battle just in front of him there. These guys are still going at it. They've been going at it for most of the race.
This is incredible. This Tobias is coming up onto 10th place Jamie Peters, and Jamie Peters is the last driver not to be lapped.
And what's more incredible is that Tobias Cherney has a 17.8 second lead over Trevor Johnson in second place. So considering how close it's been looking all through the race between everybody else, that's a bit of a stroke of genius there and the strategy that's worked out for Tobias.
Yep, and for all the people playing at home, that's pretty much the time that you're sitting in your pit box still, excluding the time that takes you to exit. So it definitely shows how much of a difference that can make.
This sort of brings back memories of Chris Lucky's fuel saving days. He used to be brilliant at it, but Tobias has done an absolutely brilliant job today.
Jamie leading Tobias past there. Coming into the bus stop. Jared with a big slide coming out of the bus stop there, coming into the carousel. He's really trying to push hard to catch his teammate.
Tell you what, these three blokes, Brent O'Brien, Ian McPherson, Nils Jordan and Isaac, if you figure eight out, they're just, they've been nose to tail the whole race. That's from 12th to 15th. Yes, Brenton and Nils, who won our rookie prizes last season. Two really solid drivers, improving all the time, so two good drivers they are. How's that gap up front going? Is he Trevor catching him at all? I'm just on a different screen, that's all. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, it looks like he's down to 16.5 seconds, so managed to take a little bit of time off him, but still got a fair few laps to do it. But he's going to have to take something drastic to happen from Tobias from here to play this one away. Mark Wilmington and Jamie Peters having a great battle for 8th and 9th here, coming onto the back straight. These guys having a nice solid race.
Trevor just took another 2 tenths out of him, but that's nowhere near enough.
It looks like Mark might have a look here at Jamie on the turn, coming into turn 1 into the 90. Deep under brakes.
Oh, Jamie a bit very squirmy there. He was a bit offline. Oh, he's got the run up inside.
Yeah, he's got the up and under. You don't want to go 2x2 through here. This could end definitely badly. Oh, somehow they've kept side by side. They're going to take it right down to the bus stop here.
Yeah, good driving by them 2 blokes. It sounds like Jamie's got a pit again. He's let Mark through because he's filled to the end, so
yeah, he might have his maybe his short pit stop last, maybe.
you know what'll happen if he has miscalculated his field. He'll blame me for teaching him maths. Because he really should have been filled to the end by now, this late stage of the race.
Now I'm just going to jump on board with Tobias for a lap here as he comes down the last 2 corners and just see how much he is rolling on and off this throttle and the brakes.
Yeah, Trevor's down to 15.6.
Yeah, well, with 13 laps to go now, he needs to make just over a second a lap on him. Alright, so we're going to go for a run here, up through the S's. Pretty much can hold it flat out through here, just have to slightly back off to make sure you don't hit that fence and run wide. Very common to do that. You want to get a good run out onto this main straight. Tobias rolling off there very early. Normally you can brake at about the 200 marker there to come in nice and quick.
Yeah, he's very tentative on the throttle, isn't he?
A nice smooth exit out of the carousel. Setting up for the last 2 corners. Little tricky section this one. This left-hander here is quite tight. You don't want to drop a wheel off the grass on the exit.
I think he's going in an extra gear there.
That is a very tentative lap of Watkins Glen Cup circuit.
Yeah, well, Trevor Nelly, not quite a second that lap.
Trevor's last lap, a 1:11.7. Tobias is doing 1:12.3, so yeah, he's taken a good 0.7 of a second off in that lap. So
I was just on board with them in the carousel again. He's way off the throttle. He's saving big time.
his team boss will definitely be up in the trailer there, chewing his nails, trying to punch the numbers again just to make sure he's got enough fuel.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any nails left.
Trevor Johnson, another 1:11.8, so he's nice and consistent here, coming to the first corner. We got just under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it.
Gap down now to about 14.7 seconds. Trevor to from Tobias to Trevor, first and second. With Jared Fizzle now 22 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, Brett and O'Brien just letting Tom through, so Tom's the last car that hasn't been lapped yet, and he's in 6th spot. It's very unusual for this track, I think. Well, looks like Nils has got a run on O'Brien.
Yeah, he's going to try and get a long way here.
Nah. I think Nils has backed out a bit then.
He's got to be careful, he's got Isaac right on his tail. Oh, he's got to pit again.
It was unlucky for Nils, he must have... I don't know what happened there.
Yep, possibly done my favourite trick and underestimated the amount of laps left.
So we've just been told by the boss that most of them guys in that little group there have to pit again. Which I should have looked at myself, shouldn't I?
Jamie Peters there just letting Kurt Stenberg through. Lap car, so Kurt in 5th and Jamie having a solid race in 11th there. So
Has that Trevor actually lost ground there on Tobias?
showing 14.5 second gap, so it's about the same. He's not making enough time up though. It's down to 14.2 now.
Yeah, it's nowhere near enough. Oh, there's only 5 laps to go. All yours, Lee.
Luke or Lee?
I think that might be aimed at Lee. Yeah, you haven't fallen asleep there, Lee, have you? I think we might have lost him.
He's taking an early nap, sorry.
You might be having an early lunch over there. It's about lunchtime over there. Hang on.
Alright, so with 5 laps to go, the top 10 standings at the moment, we've got Tobias Ernie in 1, Trevor Johnson in 2nd, Jared Fizzle in 3rd, Lee Day in 4th, Kurt Stenberg running 5th, Tom Jones running 6th, Mark Warmington running 7th, Will Dodd in 8th, Lance Perkins in 9th, and Ian McPherson rounding out the top 10. Lee Day having a bit of a moment there on the main straight, riding the pit wall. Oh, he's very loose. Oh, he's into the wall hard at the chicane. big moment. He's come out into the outside wall. Yeah, Lee getting it all wrong out of that last corner there, and pretty much rode the pit wall right down to the first corner, and then coming up through the chicane he's hit the outside wall there as well, coming over the bridge. Lee's still going on with it, fighting that car like a raging bull. Tobias now starting the penultimate lap, last lap here. That's solid race.
Oh, Lee's. Oh, Lee's. Nearly hit the wall through the S's again. Yes, ARL-TV will be covering another sim races. I think it is the second round. Oh.
Yeah, it's the second round there, Mark. Yeah, so Sim Races Asia begin at 12:40 today. So join us for that for our Super Saturday. So this strategy from Tobias then has just worked out just as he planned, I'm sure. I think it caught us by surprise a little bit how much of a gap he had in the end in that last stint, but not really seemed to put a foot wrong. Stayed out of trouble at the start. Strategy worked beautifully through the final corner from Tobias, and congratulations to him. Victory round 3 at Watkins Glen for Tobias Chen. Then coming back in second position, just coming through final corner now, is Trevor Johnson. So he was looking pretty strong at the start, you know, in the lead, looking pretty comfortable. He'll be happy, I'm sure. He got the better of his teammate, at least Jared Filsels. He comes across to the third, battling pretty hard earlier on in the race, but Jared lost a lot of time in that last pit stop. And then fourth position, still only in the carousel, so we've got a little wait. It's going to be Kurt Stenberg when he comes around.
And it looks like Tom Jones is out in front of Lee here for 5th. Lee possibly has dropped off at my timing sheets.
Yeah, Tom Jones coming around for 5th, as says, so Kurt Stenberg crosses the line for 4th. Tom Jones comes onto the front straight for 5th position. And then, I think everybody else is going to pretty much have already crossed the line, so we'll have a quick run through the final results in just a second.
Jonesy looks pretty happy.
Yeah, just a tad.
Fantastic by Tobias. That's unbelievable how he saved that much fuel and kept the pace up. That was just absolutely brilliant drive.
So everybody has now crossed the line, so we'll have a quick run through those final standings. Amazingly, everybody up to 6th position was lapped in that race by Tobias Cherney, so very impressive. So, Tobias, as I said, car number 101, first position. So great strategy from Tobias. Wins over Trevor Johnson by 13.4 seconds. Jared Filsell then in third, with Kurt Stenberg in fourth, Tom Jones in fifth. A struggling lead there at the end there, as we're hearing, in sixth. Mark Warmington 7th, Will Dodd 8th, Lance Perkins 9th, Ian McPherson 10th, Jamie Peters 11th, Brenton O'Brien 12th, Niels Jordan 13th, Isaac Figueroa 14th, Arnold Fuller 15th, Shane Brooks 16th, Stephen Jenkins 17th, Wei Han Chan 18th, Brian Monger 19th, Chris Stone 20th. Unfortunate for Chris, he had a good start to the race. 21st for Shane Best, 22nd for Damien McConkey, and 23rd for Dale Nish. So it's a little bit strung out at times during the race for the guys, but the strategy certainly kept us entertained, and good bit of racing all round. You know, Watkins Glen normally does provide some good racing. We didn't necessarily see the trains of slipstreaming cars that you would typically expect to see here, but yeah, it still was good.
Yeah, definitely a good race. Lots of as you say, with the strategies, lots of things to watch out for, and it was interesting to see the different lengths of pit stops that the guys had to take between short filling and, you know, obviously the fuel saving by Tobias. So.
Right, so we're going to go for a quick break, and then we should be back with a couple of driver interviews, and then before we know it, it's going to be time to get ready for our Sim Asia race at 12:40.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. I'll have to stay up and watch it.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
And welcome back to our post-race coverage of round 3 from Watkins Glen for the ARL-TV V8 SuperCars. We've just seen Tobias Cherney dominate the field with his two-stop strategy, and pretty much the rest of the field had to settle for 3 stops. A great bit of fuel saving, as we said. Right, so right on cue, I just see Tobias Cherney in the Ready for Interview channel, so I think we're going to drag him up first and we can see how he managed it. Hello Tobias, congratulations on that amazing win. It seemed like you were one of pretty much the only cars out there who managed to make that two-stroke strategy work. How did you, how comfortable were you on that fuel saving?
Yeah, first hello guys. I don't know, I wasn't sure if I should go for the 2-stopper or 3-stopper. So I tried to decide in the first laps to see what others are doing, and I saw that Lee was doing a mistake in the SS or in the chicane, and all the guys were bunched up, and I thought he might save fuel as well, so I started saving from then. And to get the strategy working, you really have to start from the beginning, since I think normal fuel burn full throttle is around 2.8 liters a lap, and to get the strategy work you need 2.5 liters. So it's was very difficult, and the good thing was that I could divide the race distance into 3 same splits, so it was quite good. I was surprised that I didn't lose too much time in the beginning, since it's basically, okay, it's the easiest and the hardest part of fuel saving if you're racing in a pack. You get slipstream, but you should try to not stand in the way for the guy behind if you lift off the throttle, but it worked quite well. And yeah, so I was very confident. When I had the first pit stop, the guys were only 10-15 seconds ahead, and I thought, okay, this will work.
Yeah, I mean, from 2.8 litres to 2.5 litres, that's a significant percentage that you have to save per lap. So could you give the viewers at home an idea as to where in particular you have to work on making that saving?
Basically, it's here at Watkins, there are basically four points where you save the fuel. Coming into turn 1, you just lift off 100 meters earlier for your braking point or normal braking point. Just keep the car rolling and brake slightly later. Accelerate through the corner as usual, through the S's as usual. Before the pit stop chicane, lifting off again around 100 meters or something like this. Braking. Yeah, you can actually brake later when you lift off, yeah, and try to take as much speed through the corners to the chicane, also to the carousel. Then back to the second last corner, it's also quite normal, just lift off early again and roll through the chicane, make sure you get the maximum out of the corners, and basically that's it. So accelerating out of the corners is pretty much the same as if you're going full throttle. Another big plus is then if you save the fuel, you will stress the tires way less. I was able to do 12 low 12s in the race in the end. Yesterday in the Euro race, where I was pushing hard for 23 laps, I was sometimes dropping to high 12s and even did a 113 and couldn't hold off Trevor there. So very funny, since you can really save the tires, which helps you in the end.
No, very interesting. I say it's surprising that you could run quicker at the end of the race with that strategy. Were you surprised that maybe more of the others didn't do the same, or was it a bit of a left field sort of strategy that you went for? Do you think?
I think a few other guys did it. I'm not exactly sure, but I think a few seasons ago also we had a 30 lap race at Watkins, where you also have to bring the numbers down to 2.5, and so I knew with 2.5 liters it works, but you have to be concentrated all the time. I was looking to my fuel level every second lap to make sure my average is just around 2.5 and not much more or much less, and to maintain the speed and losing no track position on the track. But it was a great experience, and I really wasn't sure. I was also running the shorter gear ratio, which wouldn't help me if I would have gone full throttle. Some guys wanted to let me pass on the straight before the chicane, and I was going full throttle then, but I just barely made the pass because it tops out at 265 or something.
Well, it was a very clean race as well from yourself, Tobias. No mistakes at all, one incident through the whole race, 13.5 second lead to second position. Very good job. Would you like to give a quick shout out to your sponsors before we finish up?
Yeah, I'm really happy to drive for Powerbond on Dayco this season. Really great, the guys are great. Unlucky that we only were 2 in the race here, but Kurt also had a wonderful race, finished 4th place, and so he's also doing quite well in the championship. And I think next week we will be having our 4 drivers field again, and looking forward to challenge the ANZ guys again.
Okay, well, great job again. We shall see you next week, I'm sure, Tobias.
Yeah.
Thank you, well done.
Bye.
Right, so next I think we should drag in Trevor Johnson, finishing in second position to Tobias Cherney. See how surprised he was with the strategy choices that we saw.
Check.
Hi Trevor, sorry to catch you mid-sentence there as we drag you up. Congratulations on your strong podium finish. How was the race from your side?
Yeah, I always tend to run alright here, so got a rocket start, but Lee was in the way, so that put paid to that. Sat behind him, but he made a mistake, so I got through. It's just a case of running around, really, getting the pit stops out the way and seeing where you end up. I wasn't sure if Tobias was going to fuel save or not.
Yeah, you were finding that you were struggling a little bit through the pit stop phase, maybe losing out to your teammate in the first 2 stops, I think, each time.
Yeah, I didn't really practice pit entry in that this week, so I was a bit off on that. Just making a little bit of time up on me now and then, but I had the pace to get back past Jared, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Knew you could get the job done. Well, I'll say by the time it came to the last stops, it looked pretty comfortable when through the rest of the race. Had you really considered the same strategy as Tobias, looking to make that fuel saving, or did you not think that was really going to happen?
I knew it's a possibility, but I don't tend to like fuel saving, so I'll always go for the more aggressive, beaten by pace if you can strategy. But I wasn't sure if he was saving or not, because he struggles here sometimes. So when it came down to like 10, 15 laps to go, and he didn't come in, then I knew that he was saving. So I kind of just had to start saving myself then, because I was pushing after my last stop to try and close the gap in case he did stop again. But that sort of put me very close. I think I crossed the line with like 0.1 of a litre left.
Perfectly judged. Well, it was a very strong, say, podium finish. Let's say led more than half a race, exactly half a race. Sorry, 36 laps of a race. Did you want to give a quick shout out to your sponsors before we wrap up, Trevor?
Yeah, thanks to ANZ, Stowe, V8 SuperCars New Zealand, who are on board now. Hopefully a few guys will watch it. I had my point of view stream going, so that's on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it as well. And see you at Road Atlanta.
Great, thanks very much. What's the before you go then, Trevor? What's the V8 like at Road Atlanta? I mean, it's a bumpy old place. How does the car cope with that?
It's you have to be a bit careful on the throttle pedal. That last section after the chicane, coming back round to the start finish under the bridge over the crest, that's probably the worst part of it, to be quite honest. Getting it to turn through the S's, and then you've got to be very good on the brakes for the back straight to get any moves done into the hairpin chicane. So, yeah, it drives. It's a good track because it lets it stretch its legs.
Good. All right. Thank you for that insight for next week, then, Trevor. We shall see you next Saturday, I'm sure.
Yep. Cheers.
Thank you. Right, so I think we should keep going through in finishing order. So we're going to be skipping third place, it looks like. But next up, we're going to have Kurt Stenberg, who finished just off the podium spot in 4th position. Hello, Kurt. Congratulations on your 4th position, only just missing out on a podium spot. We saw you involved in a couple of good battles midway through the race. How was it from your side?
Yeah, that race went pretty well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with coming 4th. I'm just trying to remember who I was battling with. I think I had a battle with Tom Jones there at one point in the middle of the race, and that was pretty good.
You managed. Sorry, Kurt. You managed to move up a couple of spots from your starting position of 6th on the grid as well. As I said, that little battle we had with Tom Jones made a position midway through the race as well. I mean, how clean did you find the race? How were back markers, that sort of thing?
Back markers were pretty good, just trying to get out of the way. Yeah. What I did in the race though is I knew Tobias was fuel saving and I didn't want to do that. So I tried to. I was going to try and do it, but yeah, about 5 laps in I realised that there was no way that I was going to be able to do whatever he was doing. So I tried to not take tyres in the last stop, save enough fuel, or only put in enough fuel and not take tyres at the last stop. And I think that's what got me back out in front of Tom Jones there at the end. And I'm not sure what happened to Lee Dave, but he was all over the road.
Yeah, he said it was a very short last stop, so that strategy even of not taking those tyres worked out well. Yeah, Lee Day had a bit of damage at the start, I think, and then had a little bit of an incident towards the end as well, which got you that extra position, I guess. How are you looking forward to Road Atlanta for next week, Coach?
I'm looking forward to it. Other than Bathurst, it's my favourite track, so yeah, I'm hoping that I do well. I've done well in the official last time we were there, so hopefully I'll do well again.
Good, well, hopefully we'll see you at that sharp end again. Did you want to give a quick shout out to your sponsors before we go, Kurt?
Yeah, thanks to Tobias for his setups, and thanks to Powerbond and Dayco.
Great, thanks very much then, Kurt. We shall see you next week. Perhaps taking one step further maybe and just scraping onto that podium perhaps. Okay.
Thanks guys.
Thank you. Right, so who's going to be up next? I think we're going to have Mark Warmington next to continue our strategy of going down the field, and then that will be our last interview, I'm afraid, before we need to wrap up the broadcast. Hello Mark, congratulations on your 7th position. Looked like we finished in the same spot that we started, but I'm sure it was a bit more eventful than that initial statistic sounds.
Do you know what? It really wasn't. Apart from about a couple of laps where myself and Jamie Peters were squabbling over position. After about, I don't know, 5-6 laps, I lost the draft and ended up in like a 20-second pocket halfway through the race. 10 seconds plus to the cars in front, 10 seconds plus to the car behind, and it just became a time trial.
Easy to let your concentration drift off in those sort of situations. I especially find that a problem. Just let your mind wander. You got 11 incidents during the race, so not an extortionate amount. I mean, how did you find that keeping your concentration?
I got 11 inks. That's embarrassing. Normally, I can run here and 0 ink it, or maybe get 1. But it was the same place. I either tripped over a car going into the bus stop or just lost my line in the bus stop, and every time I wanted to just kick myself because you really shouldn't get any inks here at Watkins. It may have a tight line at places, but it's such a simple track to race clean. So yeah, 11 inks is because there was no one else to race.
Well, congratulations for keeping out of the wall anyway and keeping yourself on track. 7th position was still a pretty strong result. I'm sure you're happy with that. How are you looking forward to Road Atlanta for next week?
I'm hoping it goes well. Normally I can do quite well at Road Atlanta until you come around, that last turn, and then you just hit that bump in the road just at the wrong angle. Next thing you know, you've speared off into God knows where. So hopefully it'll be really, really good. I'm hoping that just keep, like you said, this momentum going and aiming to try and sneak a little bit closer to the top 5 at the end of the season. I can't see it happening. There's about 170 ANZ guys in the series this season, so got no idea. But great race. It was great fun, great broadcast. I'll watch it back again later.
Just before you go, Mark, just out of curiosity, how do you find connections with racing with all of these Oz and New Zealand drivers?
It can be, what's the word? Exciting sometimes. As a Euro driver, you always think, I need to give the car a little bit extra room, so you don't try those really tight, I don't know, dicing for position races. And I think that sometimes the odds guys forget that. So there are a few 0 inks or ghost contacts or blinks, and it can be really, really, really distracting. And then it's even worse when you race another Euro guy because you're not sure whether it's them blinking, you blinking, their car's jumping off the track. It's like, God knows what, thinks it's Knight Rider or something.
Well, hopefully you won't have to deal with too much of that at Road Atlanta next week. Mark, did you want to give a quick shout out to your sponsors before we let you go?
We don't have any sponsors. We're a poor team. We're like Minardi or Jordan or something. So I'll give a shout out to my teammates instead. So Arnov, Weihan, Rainis. I don't know if he joined us this week for the race, but everyone at Blue Flag Racing, and of course you guys. Great series, and I'm loving the new overlays for this season as well. So great job.
Great. Thank you very much, Mark. Good luck next week at Road Atlanta.
Yep. See you guys.
Right, so that's going to be wrapping up our broadcast for this morning then. Don't forget, we're going to be back very soon for 12:40 for the Sim Racers Asia series as well. That's going to be running from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Quick shout out to our own sponsors, of course. So thanks to GT Omega Racing. Again, you want to be looking at them for rigs for your simulator. Leo Bodner and simsteering.com. You want to be looking at Sim Garage as well. And thanks very much to Alex working the cameras today, to Mark Noble and to Luke Emerton for looking after most of the comms in the second half of the race, especially there. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, mate. It was an enjoyable race.